Welcome along. This video is dedicated to the conscious creators, the spiritual seekers, the adventurers, coaches, visionaries, anyone who feels like they're constantly working on themselves, but maybe they're not moving forward in the way that they want. Maybe they're stuck. Now, I know that you've been doing the inner work. Maybe you've been buying courses, processing the emotions, doing the healing. Maybe there's constant workshops. But I also recognize that maybe there's a portion of you that hasn't changed. But that thing, the real work, your truth of expression, the next chapter in your life, if it's still on pause, hasn't been manifested yet, then this message is for you. Because the fact is, you're not in resistance. I'm afraid you're in avoidance. And you're in spiritual avoidance, you're in mental avoidance, emotional avoidance, and psychic avoidance. And we've all been there. And so I want to give you some clarity, essentially, on your behavior and how you can change it if you want to. You might have filled journal after journal. Got a few behind me here. But you still haven't taken the one action, the two actions that you know that you have to take that really matter to you. You might have bought another few courses online. Maybe you haven't opened them. Maybe you haven't finished them. Maybe you've scheduled another strategy session with yourself with a cup of coffee at the coffee shop. Maybe you've optimized your morning routine according to Wim Hof again, or updated a vision board. You've started a new journal, and yet the real conversation isn't happening. The real conversation hasn't started yet. Maybe that business isn't launching, isn't working, and the truth is still not being spoken. So you're not stuck. If this is a habit for you, then you're addicted to preparation and you're addicted to avoidance. It's cool, it's understandable. And I've been there. Many people have been there, and it's great to not be there. So we've been conditioned to believe that we've got to heal first before we can create what we want, that we need to feel ready. We need to have that emotional feeling before we're ready to be visible and grow. Or that spiritual growth comes before self-expression. You shouldn't say the things, it's not spiritual. But here's what I've learned. That healing is not a prerequisite for creating what you want. Creating what you want happens when you start creating from your truth, however a small step. Because readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. It's a decision that you follow with some kind of action. And being spiritual doesn't mean endlessly processing. It means being fully expressed, even in all our difficulties and flaws and glory. And in the new age, we've turned growth into an identity, healing into a lifestyle, avoidance into rituals. And if we really want to change our life and really get our manifesting power, we've got to be honest with ourselves, because this is where avoidance becomes more and more dangerous and more of a problem. Because avoidance isn't a productivity issue. It's a manifestation issue. It's a self-worth issue. It's a self-pity issue disguised as constant preparation. It's what happens when you accept the false idea that reality is fixed, physical, and external. And that's the core lie I really want to get across to you. Because if reality were just a physical place, one where your thoughts did not shape outcomes, where your emotions did not ripple through consciousness to every corner of the universe, where your energy did not psychically speak to every person you encounter to bring them into your life, then maybe you could afford to wait to make the changes in your life that you want. But the fact is, we know that's not the world that we live in. It's not the world that you chose to be born in. Before this life, you made a conscious choice to express yourself physically here, to be a conscious creator of your life in the way that you would consciously, uniquely choose to. And you're not here to react to the external world except as the mirror. You're here to create, to express moment by moment, belief by belief, psychic signal by psychic signal. And you may know this, but you're not a separate being trying to navigate some uncaring universe, even if you are convinced that you are. You're actually a conscious creator, designing your experience through inner alignment, frequency, and beautiful intent. And I want to encourage you to lean into yourself, to trust reality, and trust your consciousness. Because when you avoid action, when you stall on your expression, when you say, I'm not ready until I feel it, you're just delaying all of your goals. you're also instructing reality to simply hold off on reflecting your natural power. Because for so many, avoidance has now become a form of creation in the new age. And what it creates is simply more stuckness, more flatness, more delay, endless loops of nothingness. And often we think we're hiding behind safely behind this kind of lack of readiness. But what I believe most people are broadcasting is fear into every corner of the world. Because most people think that they're doing the work. And maybe you do, of course. But the real work is showing up as your full self before the world gives you permission. That's the real work. And if we go a little bit deeper, let's remind ourselves that thoughts are events, beliefs are blueprints, words are psychic commands, and your signal that you create shapes everything. It's a construct of consciousness. So you don't speak into the world, you speak with it. You don't wait for clarity, you declare it and then it comes and you have to take action. I don't believe that you need more time because time doesn't exist. What you need is to shift where you're starting from. So if you're starting from fear, if you're starting from lack, then you can change that. You need to stop starting from the illusion that the world is separate from your creative essence. And when you begin that, when you begin from your power, you accept you're already shaping this life with every thought, every action, then you can stop procrastinating. You can stop preparing. You can stop anything you're doing and start building. You can start transmitting what you want. You can start living without fear. In my experience, every day that I put off by thinking I had to get ready is a day when I regretted it and I wasn't doing the thing I wanted to do. And every moment you spend managing your fear is a moment of creation that you're not breathing into the world. Every spiritual insight that doesn't lead to expression simply becomes an excuse to delay your power. Every ritual, because I don't think you need more breakthroughs. I think you need to break the pattern of avoidance. And the truth is, 5 years from now, we all know if you don't decide, you don't do something different, you don't break the pattern, you're going to be exactly where you are today. Just with more sophisticated, and here's the truth, more sophisticated reasons why you're not ready. It's the world, it's me, it's how it is. But the world is not waiting for your perfection. It's simply waiting for your presence and to step into it. So the question is, what would you do if you stopped healing your way out of action? If you started acting your way into wholeness? What would you change if you trusted your readiness today to do the thing that you wanted to do? Because this is the moment. Time is simultaneous. This is the only moment, and the next version of yourself isn't out there yet. It's in here waiting to be expressed. So the question is, what are you going to do? You are part of a community of consciousness, of all that is. You're not alone. Reality is supportive to you. The work is here, it's now, it's available, and it's only fearful if you believe it is. And your truth is more than enough for you. So if you found this helpful, please follow along on the channel. There'll be links into the school group to help you. But for now, stop preparing, start expressing. That's my recommendation, and I promise you, you'll never forget it.